This is going to come back to you.
Tribunals are coming.
You're domestic terrorists!
Donald Trump is propelling the United States of America to have its wokest era yet.
I truly don't think that conservatives comprehend yet just how intense the backlash is going to be when the Trump era finally comes to an end, because the extent to which this regime has destroyed the country cannot be overstated, and it is leading to unfathomable levels of anger and a desire for retribution among everybody else. Like, Trump had his retribution, and now everybody else wants their retribution. And I'm not just talking about woke extremist lefties. I'm talking about normie Americans who've become radicalized in response to the rise of fascism. And this sentiment is really starting to bubble up to the surface, to the point where people are taking notice of how even liberal wine mom types are noticeably more ruthless. And memes like this speak to what we're all seeing. Cringe Maoist LARPer. Have you considered the economic anxiety of those poor Trump voters? Nicole, suburban mom and successful corporate lawyer. Every Republican alive is an affront to God. And there's also variations of this meme where liberal wine moms who were once saying when they go low, we go high are now calling for the streets to turn red from the blood of the bourgeoisie tyrants. And these memes are obviously hyperbolic, but there's a kernel of truth in them. We've all seen this. Jennifer Welch, who's kind of viewed as the prototypical liberal wine mom, has sparked outrage on the right, specifically because of her hilariously vicious rants towards Trump supporters and how they should take their fat asses to Cracker Barrel instead of a Mexican restaurant, because they shouldn't be able to enjoy the benefits of multiculturalism if they're voting against it. And the reason why she's blowing up online, aside from her sheer talent, is because she's relatable in the sense that we can all see our own moms and aunties in her. Just speaking anecdotally, one of the nicest, most loving women I have ever known just randomly dropped a "I hope he dies" when Trump's name came up. And it caught me off guard. It was so funny because this is not characteristic of her. Like, for her to say something like this is crazy to me, but it just really speaks to the frustration and hopelessness that regular people like her are feeling as she watches the country that she loves get burned to the fucking ground by fascist extremists. And I played this clip on the show before, but just look at the savage responses liberal women gave to right-wing pant shitter Caitlin Bennett.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses. Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would you be glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
What, if she would die?
I don't know.
Excuse me?
No, I don't know you, but I didn't know him either. But he was not a good person.
He would go to college campuses?
And
he would go to
think he got shot because he wasn't a good person.
That is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
You know what? You want me to not call him Hitler? You want me to say he's
Your
not
friend
Hitler?
just said she'd be happy if I died.
I think we need to...
Bro, you can't tell me that they'd be this ruthless if the country didn't get taken over by fascists. And Kyle Kulinski said it best when he talked about this clip. He said that these are your grandmothers. And he's right. Like, these are the nice ladies who always have granola bars in their purses that they're willing to share. They're the kind of people who are always there for you to watch your kids or offer you a shoulder to cry on. And the fact that they're talking like this, the fact that they're talking like lefty shit posters on Twitter, speaks to the anger that Trump's regime is creating. And I can assure conservatives that the backlash to what's happening now will indeed be immense. But despite what that lady said, I don't actually think that she wants violence. In the extended clip, she admitted that maybe she was saying what she was saying because she was mad and didn't really mean it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's still not going to be consequences for what's happening, because one thing's for sure, the days of when they go low, we go high are over. And I don't even think that Democrats comprehend just how angry their base is. And in a clip from a recent episode of the Dangerous Ones podcast, they made their expectations for Democrats running in 2028 very, very clear.
Whoever runs for the Democratic nomination, I want them to punish the other side, not just come into office and be like, well, you know, no. And I remember Lincoln after the Civil War, everybody wanted Lincoln to punish the South for what had happened. He didn't live long enough to do that, but he also didn't want to do that. Yeah. I disagree with that now. Whoever comes into office should not only fix every goddamn thing that has just happened, but I think there should be some punishment involved. I
think that there has to be, because one of the things that's breaking in this country is rule of law.
Right.
Getting back to what America is meant to be, a land that's governed through justice requires that people be held accountable for shit that they did during this time period.
And it's going to be a heavy hand that comes down.
Yeah. So
it better be.
Because I'm not voting for a Democratic nominee who isn't saying, when I get in office, not only am I going to fix this, but there's going to be consequences.
Yes.
You know?
And I need them to embrace where we are. And this little, we're going to form a committee and look into it. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, I think the days of that are over.
And I'm curious what you guys think at home, too. You remember in the 40s with the Nazis, and then after the war was over, they went and found them all and put them on trial. And all those Nazis tried to claim, hey, I was just following orders. I say, I'm here to tell you right now, you fucking ICE agents that are doing this shit, this is going to come back to you. The internet will find you. And you will be exposed. You know, I mean, don't think this is going away. You treating people like that when you know it's illegal, going, oh, just following orders. No. We're gonna find out who you are.
Yeah, I hope you fuckers are getting disowned by your families right and left.
Yeah.
The tribunals are coming.
Yeah. There has to be accountability. Otherwise, history will repeat itself. Democrat after Democrat after Democrat has failed to hold Republicans accountable, and we're now having to live with the consequences of their inaction. Ford pardoned Nixon. Obama didn't prosecute the Bush war criminals because he wanted to look forward and not back. Merrick Garland dragged his fucking feet on Trump's prosecution, and the rest is history. History that we're very much living through right now, mind you. The days of just letting things go are over. And I don't think that the base is going to accept more mealy-mouthed bullshit from Democrats, especially now, because if Republicans can get away with all of this, they can literally get away with anything. You can't have a country where elites can violate laws and the Constitution with impunity. And it's not just about accountability and justice, it's also about revenge, quite frankly. Conservatives who voted for this, they need to feel the same anger and frustration and desperation that we're all feeling after putting us through all of this. And everything that they're doing to all of us now should come back to them tenfold. And I think that this socialist TikToker put it best in this amazing rant that he made after Mamdani won.
Hey, are you dirty MAGA fucks starting to realize that you've been the screaming minority, not the silent majority? Are you starting to realize that the socialist victory in New York City is just the beginning and we're coming for the fucking Oval Office? This goes out to the Democrat Party too. You're either gonna bend the knee and accept socialism or you're gonna get fucking trampled on in every single election. This is the people's fucking movement. We make the goddamn rules. You fucking work for us. And to all of you inbred hicks that support Donald Trump and his fascist regime, I hope you know you're gonna have to pretend that you never supported it in the first place. Because when we get the Oval, we are reversing every single thing that Donald Trump did. We are rounding up every single ICE agent and putting them on a tribunal. 85% or more of you dirty fucking mass Gestapo deputized white supremacist Proud Boy Nazi fucks is gonna spend the rest of your days in a goddamn prison labor camp. We're gonna milk you for fucking work, bitch. And you're gonna bite the bullet, you're gonna smell the fucking roses, and all of you red hat wearing, plankton bucket hat wearing motherfuckers are gonna have to cope, mauled, and seethe. Because woke Sharia is here, bitch. We don't give a fuck about your opinions. You have proven to the entire public that your opinions, your takes, your wants are bad for society and they will be ignored. Not only will they be ignored, we will be taking everything you want and getting the fucking inverse. You dumb motherfuckers. You think this is a Christian nation? This is a secular nation, bitch. You bitch and moan about, oh, Zoran Mamdani's gonna bring Sharia law to New York City. You want Christian Sharia, you're white boy jihadists demanding fucking Christian theocratic fascism. You are everything that you accuse the fucking left of being. You're domestic terrorists!
Incredible. Just incredible. And after decades of fear-mongering about socialism, Republicans inadvertently willed it into existence because after giving us the purest, most ruthless form of late-stage capitalism and telling us that this is the best economic system in the history of mankind, well, they've created millions and millions of people who are being radicalized just out of sheer desperation. They're seeing the game that's being played. They're watching elites deliberately pit working class people against each other in order to get us to fight each other while they rob us all blind. And if you focus on the wrong 1% and think that immigrants and trans people are the cause of all of your problems, you're not going to realize how badly you're getting fucked by the ruling class. But thankfully, so many people are waking up to the reality that the American dream was a lie that elites sold to us to trick us into supporting a system that exclusively benefited them. But I mean, the jig is up. And nobody's buying it anymore. Hence why you see the rise in popularity for socialism, even among liberal wine mom types like Jennifer Walsh, again, who was once a Hillary Clinton supporter who became a socialist, who identifies as a democratic socialist. But you have to understand that she's not alone. Like, she's not this isolated instance. This radicalization is not happening in a vacuum. People in droves are starting to wake up. This notion that we should tolerate the existence of billionaires because we could become billionaires one day ourselves is laughable to everybody with a brain. And more people are starting to attack this delusion head on, which is another sign that Americans are really starting to wake up.
Serious fucking question. Why do so many people in this country have such a fucking hard-on for billionaires? Oh, the ACA was unsuccessful. Yeah, because billionaires are fucking greedy. Oh, grocery prices, everything is sky high. Yeah, because fucking billionaires are greedy. Oh, Zohran Mamdani, he's going to do terrible things to New York because all the billionaires will leave. Fuck those billionaires. Fuck them with a 10-foot pole. In fact, fuck them with a redwood tree because at least one billionaire is walking around this country happier than a pig in shit. So happy, in fact, that she's at least a little bit charitable. Is it because you have some fucking crazy idea that the American dream is going to come knocking on your door? Because it's not. Because your Lord and Savior fucking Ronald Reagan killed the American dream with trickle-down economics. In fact, I made a list of all the things that are more likely to happen to you than becoming a billionaire in the United States of America in 2025. Being struck by lightning. You have 40 times more likelihood of being struck by fucking lightning than you do becoming a billionaire. Being killed by a shark, 7 times more likely. Winning an Oscar. Winning an Olympic medal, 50 times more likely to win an Olympic medal than you have at becoming a billionaire. Becoming a pro athlete, dying in a plane crash, finding a pearl in the oysters that you're eating. You know, that way you can fucking clutch them. Being born with albinism. All these things more likely than becoming a fucking billionaire in 2025. Some of you just love being fucking teabagged by the billionaires every goddamn minute of every fucking day in every aspect of your life. Like, what the fuck?
Bars. And I am so glad that people are coming to the realization that everything wrong with our system is the direct result of the ruling class. They have completely captured our government by buying politicians and elections and then rigging the rules to make themselves even richer. And as we're all getting fucked by them, they tell us that this is the best economic system ever. Sounds legit. And meanwhile, they're hysterical about the rising popularity of socialism while not realizing that they're the ones making socialism popular. If people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg save just a few crumbs for us, maybe people might be inclined to support the system a little bit longer. But since these people were so greedy and took everything from the rest of us, they have nobody to blame but themselves for the rise in anti-capitalist sentiment. You can only keep people distracted from the fact that they're hungry for so long until they bust out the pitchforks. And they're starting to get to that point because decades and decades of neoliberalism has facilitated the rise of fascism that culminated in this moment that we're in right now, where people are hungry, angry, and they fucking want revenge. And some fascists are already sensing that this is indeed the case, like Steve Bannon, who recently admitted this.
If we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical.
And I don't think he's wrong. With all the laws that Trump and Elon Musk and Stephen Miller and Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem have broken, I don't know if the country can survive or if anything will ever matter again if they aren't prosecuted for their crimes against humanity. But even though the Democratic Party base may want that, I don't know if Democratic politicians have the spines to actually prosecute these criminals. But, you know, if they don't, there's going to be hell to pay for them too, because the backlash is coming. And as this TikToker put it, the wokest era ever is on the horizon as a direct result of the bullshit that's going on right now.
I'm telling you right now, Donald Trump is propelling the United States of America to have its wokest era yet. I personally grew up in a red state, live in a red state, and have many friends and family members who have voted red in the past, specifically for Donald Trump. These are the people who are extremely mad at Donald Trump and the entire Republican Party right now. In the past 9 months, I have not seen more people than I have right now who have voted red be upset and organize. I've seen them call their elected officials. I've seen them organize voters. I've seen them go out and protest. These people have decided to start joining our forces to fight back against the Republican Party and specifically Donald Trump. Which they know if that we are connected and working together, we are unstoppable and we are powerful. We will make sure that the United States is on a better trajectory than it is right now.
And again, I'm seeing the same thing myself, not so much with Trump voters per se, but with more normie liberal types who are appalled at all of the crimes that they're witnessing this regime commit. And we all got a small taste of the anger earlier this year at town halls for both Republicans and Democrats, as well as the special elections. But after multiple years of fascism, 2026, 2027, 2028, by then, it's going to reach the point where liberal wine moms might actually call on workers to seize the means of production and jail billionaires. So buckle up, MAGA, because all of this will come back to bite you in the ass, because what goes around comes around.
Luigi not happy. Luigi. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.